Bangla City SATV News. This is Shibala Alam with our headlines. Government to formulate national smooth transition strategy to ensure smooth graduation of Bangladesh from LDC, said Prime Minister. Seeking removal of wave sanctions on RAB, Foreign Minister Momen writes to US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Corruption is like cancer. There can be no compromise on this issue, said newly appointed Chief Justice Hassan Foyez Siddique today. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today said that the government has taken a step to formulate a national smooth transition strategy aiming to make smooth the graduation of Bangladesh from least developed country group to a developing one. The Premier said that plans have been made to build a developed and prosperous Bangladesh in 2041. She said this while addressing an official celebration program marking the graduation of Bangladesh from LDC to developing country. The program was held at Bangabandhu International Conference Centre while the Prime Minister joined from her official residence Ganapabam virtually. Hasina asked the concerned to formulate a time-befitting strategy paper based on data and information by thorough research and survey. Documents on graduation of Bangladesh from LDC to a developing country were screened at the program. Foreign Minister Dr. A.K. Abdul Momen written a long letter to his U.S. counterpart Antony J. Blinken on a number of issues, including a call to waive sanctions on RAB, its current and former senior officials. Dr. Momen updated the U.S. Secretary of State, sharing Bangladesh's position on democracy, freedom of speech and human rights, minority and labor rights issue in his letter, apart from touching upon sanction issue broadly. The Foreign Minister said they are confident that the continuation of sincere and candid dialogues between the two friendly countries would help advance the bilateral relations on the basis of mutual respect and benefits. However, the Foreign Minister thanked Secretary Blinken profusely for his telephone call on 15 December 2021, noting that frank and open discussions like that always help overcome the shared challenges and add further momentum to consolidate bilateral relations. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir said, Awami League is scared to see a mass uprising in BNP's program. Out of fear, government is carrying out armed attacks on various programs. He said this at a press conference at BNP Chairperson office in Gulshan this morning. Fakhrul said 50 leaders and activists were seriously injured when Awami League leaders and activists opened fire at a district BNP rally in Sirajganj. Police arrested 4 BNP men, including 2 local leaders. 4 separate cases were filed against 700 people, including some BNP and the party's associate organization leaders. Police filed 3 of their cases following the incident. Meanwhile, the conference, the BNP Fakhrul demanded medical treatment of the injured and release of the detainees. Newly appointed Chief Justice Hassan Foyez Siddique today said corruption is like cancer and there can be no compromise on the issue. Today he issued a warning against corruption and irregularities. He said if we have cancer in our finger, it must be cut off. That is how we must handle corruption. There is no compromise on the matter. The Chief Justice said separate committees will monitor the activities of judges and officials in the judiciary across the country. He also spoke of reducing case complexity, removing corruption from the judiciary and increasing coordination between the bar and the bench. Attorney General A.M. Aminuddin and SCBA Secretary Mohammad Ruhul Quddus Kajol delivered separate speeches welcoming the new Chief Justice. Justice Hassan Foyez Siddique was appointed the 23rd Chief Justice of Bangladesh on December 30th. Bangladesh Meteorological Department said nighttime temperatures across the country are likely to drop further in 72 hours from Sunday morning as winter intensified its cold grip. The northern part of the country is expected to feel the bite of a mild cold spell throughout this week. Meteorologist Muhammad Omar Farooq said the weather may gradually become colder in the next few days and the mild cold wave is likely to spread more and more areas. Besides, the weather may remain dry with temperatures temporary partly cloudy skies and moderate to thick fog may occur across the country from midnight to morning. The unusual cold weather is forcing people to stay indoors, causing sufferings to low-income people, including day laborers and rickshaw pullers. Viewers are taking a short break. Stay with Bangla City SATV News. Welcome back. You're watching Bangla City SATV News. Now international news. A total of 45 journalists were killed worldwide in 2021. The International Federation of Journalists said one of the lowest death toll it has been recorded for any year. The toll included 9 in Afghanistan, the highest number suffered by a single country. Elsewhere, 8 died in Mexico, 4 in India and 3 in Pakistan. Reports said more often than are not killed for exposing corruption, crime and abuse of power in their communities, cities and countries. The Asia-Pacific region, which includes Afghanistan, was the deadliest with 20 killings. That came the Americas with 10, Africa with 8, Europe with 6 and the Middle East and Arab countries with just 1. It also mentioned the death of 2 journalists in a deadly accident in Iran. At least 4 people have died and several others are feared trapped following a landslide in a mining zone in Haryana's Bhiwani district on Saturday. The district administration has launched a rescue operation at the Dhaka mining zone in Tosham block. Chief Minister said he is in constant touch with the local administration to ensure swift rescue operation and immediate assistance to the injured. The workers were reportedly travelling to another site when the landslide took place and they got trapped in their vehicles. The administration is on conducting a rescue operation. Mining activities have been taking place on a large scale in Dada mining area in Khanak Pahari after the National Green Tribunal lifted its ban on mining work in the area. The 2-month ban imposed by the Green Court due to pollution was lifted on Thursday and the mining work resumed only on Friday. Ukraine yesterday said one of its soldiers was killed in fighting with a pro-Moscow separatist as the US again warned Russia against any attacks on the country. US President Joe Biden was due to speak to his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelensky today after warning Russian President Vladimir Putin for the second time of a tough response should to invade Ukraine. Reports said one serviceman of the joint forces was fatally wounded, adding that separatists have launched 3 attacks within 24 hours using grenade launches and small arms. The army gave no further details of how the soldier was killed. Tensions with Moscow have soared in recent months with Russia massing troops near Ukraine's border. West has accused the Kremlin of planning an invasion. 3 people are missing after wildfire tore through several Colorado towns, quickly destroying nearly 1,000 homes as part of the latest in the string of a U.S. natural disaster. At least 991 homes are thought to have been destroyed as the blaze raced through the towns of Superior and Louisville on Thursday, just outside the state's biggest city, Denver, forcing tens of thousands of people to flee with little notice. Shocking aerial footage showed whole street as little more than piles of smoking ash, destructions that appeared almost total but somehow left a few homes oddly untouched. Air travel continued to be severely disrupted in the United States on Saturday, with bad weather in parts of the country adding to impact on a massive spike in COVID-19 infections. Followed by the Omicron variant, the United States had cancelled 2,604 flights, more than half of 4,529 cancelled worldwide. The worst affected U.S. airline was Southeast, which had cancelled 13% of its flight schedule. The United States airport in Chicago were particularly hard hit because of difficult weather, with a snowstorm expected to the area on Saturday afternoon and into the night. The global air travel industry is still reeling from the highly contagious Omicron variant. However, some 7,500 flights were cancelled by airlines worldwide over the Christmas weekend. Now sports news. Bangladesh is answering New Zealand in Mount Maunganui Test. The Tigers finished the second day with 175 for 2 in reply to their host 328 in the first innings. Bangladesh trailed by 153 runs at the end of the day. Sadman Islam and Mahmudul Hassan Joy added 43 runs in the opening. The pair broke up when Sadman returned on the 22. Joy took the team to a good position by averaging 104 runs for the second wicket with Nazmul Shanto. Though Shanto returned with 64, Joy is unbeaten on 70 runs in the first half of his career. Fellow captain Mominul Haq for 8 runs. Earlier, New Zealand scored 328 runs in the first innings with the bowling cannon of Mirajul Shariful. The Kiwis started the day with 258 runs for 5 wickets. Bangladesh bowlers took to the remaining 5 wickets to add 80 runs. Miraj and Shariful both took 3 wickets each. England's man head coach Chris Silverwood have tested positive for COVID-19. Silverwood, who is fully vaccinated, had already been isolated in Melbourne since Thursday after a member of his family returned a positive test. The 46-year-old asymptomatic and will stay in isolation until 8 January. He was already set to miss the 4th Ashes test in Sydney, which begins on Wednesday, but he is expected to return in time for the 5th test in Hobart. On Sunday, England's practice at the Sydney cricket ground was disrupted after learning a local net bowler had tested positive for COVID-19. Before ending, we go to the Euro-Bangla City SATV News headlines again. Government to formulate national smooth transition strategy to ensure smooth graduation of Bangladesh from LDC, said Prime Minister. Seeking removal of wave sanctions on RAB, Foreign Minister Momen writes to U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Corruption is like cancer. There can be no compromise on this issue, said newly appointed Chief Justice Hassan Foyez Siddiq today. You're up to date so far here on Euro-Bangla City SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.